Hello, everybody. It's about a minute past 1 o'clock where I am, so hopefully I won't cover the microphone button this time. Hope to see everybody join me. The last one was kind of interesting. So I'm in my van this time. In case you didn't believe me that I have 9 kids, you can see how big this van is. I'll move my head out of the way so that you can see it. So, I want to talk a little bit about April Fool's Day. So April Fool's Day is just a really fun day. I did not study the history on it. Maybe I'll do that before the next live. Oh, I've got some kind of an emergency broadcasting thing coming through. Hang on just a minute. Hopefully I didn't cause that. I don't think I did.
Sorry.
That's weird.
That's weird.
I'm Facebook Living now, and it did an emergency broadcasting signal, but it didn't show anything. So I don't know. Did anybody else get an emergency broadcasting signal? It's gone now. Anyway, April Fool's Day. Maybe that was an April Fool's joke. Anyway, April Fool's Day is just a fun day to do a lot of pranks and things, and that's one of the reasons why we picked this day to launch Loki of Midgard, the making of a magician. I know it's inverting it. It's like a mirror image. Sorry, guys. It's because I'm using the selfie setting on my camera. Well, yeah, but that's not going to help. So anyway, Ariana's here with me too. We got a couple of errands that we have to run, and we decided to do the live before we head out. But my kids have been playing pranks on each other all day. So if you're not my Facebook friend, Ariana's prank on me was pasting a huge cockroach paper on the underside of my lamp so that when I turned it on, it looked like there was a gigantic cockroach on the inside of the lamp. That that gave me a bit of a start, and then I realized what day it was, and I realized who my daughter is, and I realized pretty quickly that's not a real bug. But still, peering under that lampshade took a little bit of courage. So the other kids, they've been, getting each other with ketchup and shaving cream and water. So we had a couple of messes to clean up this morning. But one of the reasons we chose this day is because Loki is the trickster god in Norse mythology, the god of mischief. And so he's always up to something. I had a lot of fun writing certain scenes in the book from Loki's adventurous, mischievous side. So we're going to make this broadcast a little shorter, just because we got stuff to do, and so do you. So I'm going to find a spot that is a really good version of a little trick that he plays. So let's see. I've got to find it first.
Am I in the shot?
No, you're not in the shot.
Good.
But your audio is picking up.
Okay.
So pipe down, Chachi. All right. Let's see. It's a lot easier for me to find stuff on my document that I wrote, and I actually did most of my writing on my phone, believe it or not. Sitting, waiting for my daughter to get out of her job, or waiting for appointments and that sort of thing. I'd pull up Google Docs, and I would do it that way. So here's a little one. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to, it's hard to do this with just one hand. So, okay, here we go. No, I'm trying to find this one specific scene, and it is eluding me.
Do you want me to find it if you tell me what it is?
No, it's going to take you just as long. Thank you, though. Okay, it's got to be here soon. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, here we go. So this is not really so much a prank as an insult. And I did have a request for a magic scene, so I'm going to read one of those too. So these are going to be shorter scenes, not quite so long. So one of these scenes, and this is a release scene that nobody has read except people who have already read the book. This hasn't even been released to my mailing list subscribers. So what we have here is Loki has been gallivanting on Midgard, and he has to hurry back to Asgard before he gets caught. He's been doing it all in secrecy. So that's a little bit of a spoiler, but it's kind of obvious from the book synopsis that he does end up living a double life, one on Asgard and one on Midgard. For those of you who are not familiar with Norse mythology, Midgard is another name for Earth. So that's where we live. Okay, so here we go. So we have two guards who are trying to get Loki's attention because he is due at a breakfast with two noble women that he doesn't necessarily want to entertain, but kind of has to. Okay, so here we go. The guards is the they. They stopped in front of Loki's door, making him extremely nervous they would sense him despite being invisible. He very quietly stepped a few paces back, deducing they had come to inform him everything was ready for the garden breakfast. I'm just saying, the first guard continued as the second knocked firmly. We had better keep an eye on things. The second guard knocked again when no one answered. He should be up by now. Do you think he's sick again? Loki made himself visible and strode up to them as if he had just rounded the same corner from where they had come. Were you looking for me? Both guards jumped, whirling around with their hands on their weapons. They relaxed when they saw it was Loki. Your Highness, we thought you were still asleep, said the first guard. I've been awake for hours, Loki said truthfully. If you're going to keep an eye on things, you should pay attention to who can hear you. The first guard defended himself, but Loki waved his hand to silence him. I know your loyalty to the throne, Loki reassured him. And I thank you for keeping this to yourselves. I will speak to the king myself when the time is right. Meanwhile, if you see or hear anything unusual, I know I can trust you to report directly to me. Both men straightened themselves with pride and clapped their fists twice to their metal-clad chests in the Asgardian sign of respect and deference, bowing slightly. Loki had spoken to their honor and knew they would respond in kind. Breakfast is ready, then, Loki asked. Oh, the first guard shook his head as if he had forgotten something. Yes. Did you wish to escort the ladies to the gardens? No, I will await them there. The guards nodded, then hurried down the hall toward the women's guest room. Loki dashed into his room, quickly cleaned himself up, and rushed to the garden, where the servants stood ready to attend his guests. He picked a pink rose for Sigyn and a bundle of red snapdragons for Annette. Annette is Sigyn's mother, placing the flowers on their plates just in time, for they were walking down the pathway toward the table. Why, my dear ladies, your beauty rivals the morning, he flattered them, holding their chairs for each of them in turn. Sigyn turned as pink as the rose she had picked up to admire. I'm going to interrupt myself here. If you don't know already, Sigyn is actually a character from Norse mythology. So it was really fun to write her into this. So then she says, is this from you? Yes, I chose flowers for each of you to brighten the rest of your journey, Loki acknowledged. Lady Annette pushed hers aside in distaste. I despise snapdragons. My apologies, Lady Annette. Loki allowed his voice to ooze with irony. We also have orchids, peonies, and narcissus. Sigyn giggled as her mother's face flushed an angry red. She had not missed the veiled insult. Even on Asgard, they had heard the legend of the man in love with only himself, after whom the flower had been named. Never mind, she snapped. Are we having breakfast or not? So there's a little insult right there. Who got it? Just tell me in the comments if you got it or not. I read this aloud to my husband and he didn't get it. All right, so now I would like to read to you a magic trick that he does. He does this in a Norwegian bakery. So this is our first scene that we're getting to read actually on Midgard, sorry. Loki thought quickly of a simple trick. He refracted the light to make the cinnamon roll in his hand invisible, then created a projected illusion of it at the farthest table from him. He pointed and proclaimed, I do believe that man over there has taken my cinnamon roll. Loki enjoyed the shock on the man's face as he protested and tried to grab it. But the man's hand went through the fake roll. It vanished. My mistake, friend, Loki announced with a wide smile as he revealed the real pastry. Apparently, it never left my hand. He took a casual bite and sat down while the baker and the people around him clapped their hands vigorously. I could get used to this, Loki thought with pleasure. As the people clamored for more tricks, he shook his head. Another time, perhaps. Sorry, I just got a phone call coming in. I forgot to put it on silent. So those are my two little excerpts that have to do with a little bit of pranking or trickery. There's a lot more in the book. I've really tried to infuse a lot of humor in this story, so I think you'll enjoy that. So now we come to our next giveaway. I'm super excited about this one. This one is going to be a lot more complicated and more difficult than the last one. So in case you weren't here for our other Facebook Live, you can possibly win a free signed copy of the book and a pair of really pretty Loki-inspired druzy earrings. Druzy.
Oh, druzy.
Which I have put on my Facebook business page. So look for that picture. All you have to do to enter is share my Amazon link. It has to be the Amazon link. Just sharing the video is not enough to get you an entry. Although I would appreciate if you shared the video because then more people will see it. So that will get you into that entry. Sorry, I had to swipe again. People are trying to get my attention, I guess. I lost my train of thought. This is the bad thing about doing videos.
Giveaway.
Okay, so thank you. So the first giveaway, you can earn the free signed copy or the druzy earrings, and the druzy earrings. But it's a sweepstakes, so you get an entry for every share. And the shares that count are Facebook pages, Facebook timelines, Facebook groups, online forums, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, any other kind of social media that I'm not aware of. You just have to tag me in it, or you have to send me a screenshot. My email address is ladymeinking@gmail.com, ladymindking@gmail.com. Now, you'll also need that if you decide to enter the second contest, which is actually for a Loki defined t-shirt and a signed copy of the book. So this is a higher value, so that means I'm going to make you work harder to earn it. So what you have to do to earn that is you have to send an email from your personal email, or business email, I guess, if you have people on your business email. But you have to send an email with the Amazon link and an introductory paragraph as to why you're sending this link to your contacts. The email has to include at least 10 unique email addresses, and you have to blind carbon copy me so that I can see it. That's why you need my email address. So once you've done that, now you're not going to be sending these separately. You can if you want, but it's probably going to be faster and easier for you to just send one email with those 10 people. I don't necessarily recommend that you send an email to more than 10 people, or it might be viewed or tagged as spam. So that being said, if you have 30 or 40 or 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 people that you want to email, each one of those 10 that you send out that you blind carbon copy me on will count as an entry. So I think you could have some pretty good chances of actually winning this one if you decide to participate. And then I will, of course, get your t-shirt size and sign your book and get it all sent to you. So I really look forward to seeing if anybody takes me up on this offer. I think it's a super fun one. I would love to hear your feedback and get some more suggestions on other excerpts I can read from my last Facebook Live. And I will repeat these two contests in case anybody didn't hear it. Oh, I forgot, deadline. So you have to send these emails before, let's see, what time is it now?
I don't know.
Let me see if I can see what time it is. It's 1:15. Okay, so you have to send it before 1:15 p.m. Mountain Time on April 2nd, Tuesday. So if anybody's watching from overseas, you'll have to do the calculations because I don't think I can help with that. But 1:15 p.m. Mountain Time, Tuesday, April 2nd is when the emails have to be time-stamped before in order to count for the entry. So the clock is ticking. And then you can enter both. You can also do the social media shares. And then we'll come up with another even bigger giveaway for our last and final broadcast for the day. Of course, I'm going to probably live broadcast the winners for the drawings tomorrow. So that will be fun. So I guess I am checking out. I don't have anything else to say. Oh, you're probably wondering what time. I haven't decided yet, so keep an eye on Facebook. Just kind of depends on how my errands go. I'm thinking it'll be anywhere between 6 and 8 p.m. Mountain Time. I know that's going to be late for some of you East Coasters, but it'll be worth it because it's going to be a pretty good giveaway, but I'm going to make you work harder. So thank you so much for joining me, and we will see you in a few hours.